Let me lay out what happened, as simply as possible. A reporter asked Donald Trump if he knew about or approved a prison transfer involving Ghislaine Maxwell. He said he didn't know about it at all and only read about it like everyone else. He also said any meeting or discussion around the case would be not unusual and totally above board. That short exchange blew up online, because whenever the names Maxwell and Epstein show up, people expect hidden deals, secret favors, and a lot of missing pieces. Here's the core of the question and why it matters. Maxwell is the woman long linked to Jeffrey Epstein, who moved in powerful circles and left a trail of harm. Any move involving her, especially a transfer, raises alarms. People want to know who signed off, why it happened, and whether anyone tied to powerful figures had a say. The reporter pressed Trump on whether he personally approved it through people who worked under his watch at the time. He said no. Clear and firm, no. He also praised a man he named Todd Blanche, calling him very respected. He said if Blanche asked for something or met with someone in that context, it wouldn't be unusual. He stressed he hadn't discussed this with him, and that if any talk happened, it was to make sure innocent people wouldn't be dragged into rumors or false links. So the message from him was simple: I didn't know, and even if someone spoke with her, it was normal procedure, not shady and meant to be fair. Then the answer drifted. He shifted to talking about cutting waste in government, money coming into the country, paying down debt, and maybe even a dividend to citizens. That pivot is part of why people reacted so strongly. Some saw it as a dodge, moving off a hard topic fast. Others saw it as confidence. Stay calm, nothing to see here, let's talk big picture. Either way, the first point stood on its own. He said he didn't approve the transfer and learned about it after. Now, let's talk about what the public heard and felt. In the comments and across social posts, many called him a liar. Some used sarcasm, saying it's the same pattern: deny, redirect, and minimize. A few voices defended him and mocked the press. Others said they were confused but still hooked. That mix tells us something big. People don't just want a quote. They want the full chain of events: who did what when it happened, and whether the process followed the usual rules. This is where not unusual rubs people the wrong way. For most folks, prison transfers sound rare and serious, especially in high-profile cases. When they hear totally appropriate, it can feel like a blanket cover. Some say routine moves happen all the time. Others say, not like this. Without a clear public timeline, who requested the move, who approved it, and the exact reason, not unusual starts to feel vague. Vague makes people suspicious, and suspicion fuels the internet. Then there's the praise for respected figures. Plenty of people in law, security, and government are respected. But respect isn't the same as proof. Viewers want paperwork, dates, names, and clear steps. If someone met with Maxwell or reviewed her situation, what was the goal? Safety? Legal fairness? Information? If the reason is safety, say so. If it's a standard classification move, show the policy. If it's about keeping innocent people from getting dragged in, explain how that review actually works. There's also the pattern many think they see: a short denial, a promise that everything's normal, then a turn to other topics like the economy or government waste. If you already distrust him, that feels like deflection. If you support him, it looks like leadership: stay on mission and don't feed media drama. The truth is, both sides are reacting to the same few lines. That's why this story became a storm. It left blanks, and blanks get filled with either fear or faith. So what actually matters next? The questions are pretty basic, and they're the ones viewers keep asking. Who requested the transfer, and on what date? Who signed the order? Was it for safety, logistics, health, or classification? Was it part of a review that happens to all high-profile inmates, or was there a special case? If any official sat down with Maxwell, what was the clear purpose? None of these need drama. They need straight answers people can check and understand. Politically, this is fuel on a long fire. Every time the names Maxwell and Epstein show up, public trust drops another notch. For critics, any denial sounds like spin. For supporters, every claim sounds like a hit job. Where this lands depends on records and timing. If the paper trail explains the move in plain terms, the noise fades. If records are thin or slow to come out, the story grows. In an election season, even a simple admin step can turn into a week-long fight online. There's a bigger picture here, beyond one man or one case. We've all seen how power, courts, and media collide. When something happens to a high-profile inmate, people want proof the rules are the same for everyone. They want to know there isn't a special track for the rich or the connected. So the next step isn't about huge claims. It's about small, solid pieces: dates, memos, sign-offs, and policy. That's how you heal doubt, by showing the map, not by saying just trust me. So here's a calm way to end this. Trump said he didn't approve the transfer and learned about it after the fact. He said any talks around it would be normal and meant to avoid unfair harm to people who aren't involved. Some will believe him. Some never will. The way to clear the fog is simple: publish the steps, show the reason, and own the call. If it's routine, the record will show it. If it's not, the truth will surface. Either way, answers beat rumors.